Welcome to the show, y'all. Welcome to the show, y'all. It's the Greg Davis Show. We gon' talk the talk, so get ready. We came to push the car, educating. So just lock that down and keep it steady. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Everything's alright. We're gonna help you get your life. It's the Greg Davis Show.
Good evening. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will, I shall, I must rejoice and be glad in it. And I want the Lord to send out prosperity. You are watching the Greg Davis Show, and I am Lola George, and we are here for part 2 of how he did it. In the first segment, you heard his childhood story. You heard him talk about the life of a preacher man and how the parishioners, the mothers of the church, everybody in the church want to please the pastor. They want to feed him so much so till it's almost detrimental to his health. And today we're going to discuss, you know what, how did that shift and change your life? The eating habits that you had. How did that shift and change your life? When did you make the decision to have the surgery, or did you have the surgery? Did you do it naturally? I don't know. But today on this show, we're going to get the answers to all of those questions. So in the last show, we wrapped with you saying your body began to speak to you.
Yeah, your body will shift. I was doing my television show, and Bishop Keith Farmer, great friend of mine throughout the years, as I was doing the show, I was flying into Detroit every Thursday to do the show on Friday, and then I'd fly back Saturday, do my services, stay in Wilmington until Thursday again, and preaching in between, doing 7 days of glory across the country. You know, I'd say to them at the church, hey, I want a sweet tea, go get it for me. They go get sweet tea, they go get sweet tea, some fries, they go get me lunch, they prepared dinner for me at the church. They were doing all this stuff. I was eating whatever I wanted. I literally would come to town and go to the cake lady here in Detroit, and I get me 2 or 3 pieces of cake, chocolate cake, coconut cake, caramel cake, and then I'd go get me some fried wings. But in between that, my grandfather passes, and I start doing Welcome Baptist, so I would eat at Southern Fires, one of our soul food restaurants, and this was my order: 2 fried pork chops, two smothered with gravy, a side of barbecue sauce, black-eyed peas and rice, macaroni and cheese, greens, and candy yams. That was all mine.
And you was
and cornbread and sweet tea.
You would eat all of that in one
setting before I go to Bible class, and then at midnight I would get up. By midnight I would get up and eat the cake and the fried chicken wings from wherever I got something to go from, and do it all again. Yeah, and so that was my schedule on the road. After I get through, then as we did the television show, we'd have a spread. We'd have a spread in the back for everybody. So I'd eat that night, I'd take it home with me. And I was just eating sweet tea all the time. No water, drinking pop or soda, wherever part of the country you're in. Coca-Cola was my drink. And steak. I ate well. I was almost 300 pounds.
That's my next question. What was your largest?
I was 289. Almost 300 pounds. When I preach, I'd sit down and I'd be tired. I walked benches though, broke a couple of them.
Yeah.
I walked benches then, you know, at my weight. I still gave God all I had, but so I started noticing I was going to the bathroom over and over again in the middle of the night. I couldn't make. Then I noticed that I needed to go and up the dosage of my glasses. My glasses are only reading glasses. I can see far away, you know, and I had to go. So I said to Bishop Farmer, I said, something's not right. I'm going to the bathroom a whole lot.
It wasn't the sweet tea.
It wasn't the sweet tea. He said, man, either, you know, it's your prostate or you have diabetes. And called Dr. Carnuccio, doctor in Pennsylvania, and I said, I need to come see you. Born again doctor. And he checked my prostate. I don't wish that on anybody, what they have to do. I don't understand. I just don't understand. Men, I don't understand. I'll stick with a woman. He did his test, and he said, nothing, you don't have cancer. I said, praise God. He said, but your diabetes? I said, diabetes? He said, yeah. Your count is 380. And normal is like about 100, 110, or even under 100. He said, I'm going to write you a prescription to take some pills for the rest of your life. He said, because you have type 2 diabetes, sir.
You almost at stroke level sound like.
Yeah. Well, you could. Yeah. Well, not quite. 3 is high. And he said, I need you to, I'm going to write this prescription. I said, so what do I need to do? He said, well, you need to change your whole diet. Whatever you eat now, he said, no orange juice, no juices, drink strictly water. You need to exercise daily. You need to get off. So I asked him, I said, I like macaroni and cheese. He said, oh, especially nothing white. Nothing white, nothing fried, nothing sweet, no desserts. I said, what about beef? He said, only lean. If you're going to lean cut. He said, vegetables, baked, broiled, and he said, it's serious. He said, you could lose your limbs. He said, if you don't. I said, okay. So I took the prescription and didn't take it.
So you leave the doctor's office.
I go straight to the mall. Straight to the mall.
You go straight to the mall.
Straight to the mall.
And
at the balance store, and I bought a pair of walking shoes. And I started walking that evening because I said to him, I want to see my daughter graduate from college, graduate from high school, graduate from college, and I want to see the man that she marries.
How old was Micah then?
Micah, 6 years ago, 16. She was 16 years old because it's going on 6 years. And he gave me the prescription, but I never went. I don't even know where the prescription went. It probably stayed in the car. I went and bought walking shoes. I started walking 7 days a week.
Now, before we get to your walking, one of the things during that time frame, you were going across the country preaching on healing. And here you are, a man that's dealing with a body issue. You have illness in your body, and the doctor hands you a prescription and say, you will need to take this for the rest of your life. Was there a time that you considered, or did you walk in your healing from the moment you left? Because this is something that you have been preaching about.
I said to myself when I got in the car, I sat on the parking lot in Thorndale, Pennsylvania, is where Dr. Cornelius, he was a born-again doctor. He prayed with me, but he still gave me medicine. I said, at the time, I was doing Let the Healing Begin crusades. Mm-hmm. My preaching telecast was on BET for a couple of months. And me and Pastor Guy be on there talking about Let the Healing Begin, send in for your Let the Healing Begin prayer book, this, that, and the other. I had Let the Healing Begin CDs, meditation CDs, speaking life over people. And I said, God, I can't lay hands on people and secretively take pills for diabetes. I will not do it. I will stop. And I know that God called me to do one thing, and that is, he said, I need you to lay hands on the sick and they will recover. That's my ministry, deliverance. I had Deliverance Now crusades, had Deliverance Now Institute. People were partnering with me to be a part of this. And I'm on TV having healing services. I'm traveling the country with 12 people, crusades, 7 Days of Glory crusades. The main focus is healing. Now, the very thing that I've been called to do has come upon me. And I told God, I said, I'll stop doing that. I'll just preach. I will not be sick. And my grandfather had only been in the hospital in his whole life at 92 years old twice.
Wow.
He had a heart attack in his 80s, grieving my grandmother. Other than that, he went for the flu or something. I had only been in the hospital once in my entire life. I got shot when I was younger in my hand, just sitting on the streets, randomly got shot. I've never been sick in my life. And so now I have this challenge, and I'm saying, let the healing begin. And I start walking 7 days a week, 1 hour a day. The weight start dropping just like this. I lost 10 pounds a month. By the time I got back to the doctor, I had lost 30 pounds.
And that was in a 3-month time frame?
That was in 3 months. I lost 10 pounds a month. Literally, I lost 80 pounds in 8 months. And I went back to the doctor for my follow-up. And he said, oh, you look good. He's Italian, Carnucci. He said, oh, you look good. I said, good. He said, how's the medicine going? I said, I didn't take the medicine. He said, you didn't take the medicine? I said, no, I didn't take no medicine. He said, Bishop, he said, don't you care about your, he said, you can lose your limbs. You can lose limbs. He started telling me that again. I said, Dr. Carnucci, I believe God. He said, oh, Bishop, you got to take that medicine. So he prays a prayer with me. Father, in Jesus' name. He prays with all his patience. Touch the bishop that he'll take this medicine. I don't want the bishop to leave here. And I'm doing like this. I'm doing like this. And he says, in Jesus' name. And I didn't say nothing because you don't agree with people that don't believe what you believe in God for. I want to say that again.
Yeah.
You don't agree with people that's praying for you that don't believe what you're praying for. He said, I'll make a deal with you. He said, if when you leave this appointment today, I'm going to take another blood test. You look good. He said, but nobody, I quote him, nobody has ever left here with that kind of count and have overcome diabetes before. He said, I'm going to take another test. He said, tomorrow, if you still have it, will you take the medicine? I said, no deal. He took the test. I got ready for church that night. I had a healing service in New Jersey. Went back to New Jersey, did my healing service, closed it out. The nurse called the next day. She said, this is Dr. Carnuccio's office. She said, I have your results. The doctor says, whatever you've been doing, keep doing it, because there's no diabetes in your body. 45 days later, no diabetes. I kept walking daily. I run now 6 days a week, or I cycle, I ride my bike. 6 years later, still no diabetes in my body.
So is it safe to say, we're going to clear up some myths. Mm-hmm. Is it safe to say that you did not have the gastro bypass surgery?
Never had. I don't, first of all, if you really know me, I don't like going to the hospital. The only time I don't watch Grey's Anatomy is when they show that they doing real surgery. I don't like cutting on me. I don't like cutting. I don't like seeing anybody cut on. I don't like people to show me, come look what they did to me. I don't want to see it. I'm very weak.
So no lap band.
I don't like blood.
They didn't shrink your stomach.
No, didn't do nothing.
You ain't been to no hospital.
Ain't had nothing. Somebody called and said, somebody told me they know the doctor you went to. I said, send the name.
When we come back, we're going to talk about how has he maintained this weight for 6 years. We'll be back. It's the Greg Davis Show.
How I Did It. Pick up this life-changing book today by Bishop Greg Davis.
Bishop Davis shares his amazing story of dramatic weight loss,
Overcoming diabetes,
and his new journey to healthy living without surgery, dieting, or medication.
How I Did It. An incredible weight loss story captured in less than 50 pages.
It tells the bishop's testimony of his lifestyle change after being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in April 2010.
In less than 8 months, he lost over 80 pounds and was completely healed of diabetes.
To date, he has lost over 110 pounds and feels phenomenal.
How I Did It by Bishop Davis.
A personal testimony requested by people all over the country.
He did it, and so can you. Order your copy now
on Amazon.com
or send a seed of $25, which includes shipping and handling too.
Greg Davis Ministry, P.O. Box 44072, Detroit, Michigan 48244.
That's Greg Davis Ministry, P.O. Box 44072, Detroit, Michigan 48244.
We're back, and we're telling the story of how I did it. That's the title, and you've been seeing this book. So now it's time we address this book. So you've lost the weight. Your type 2 diabetes is gone. We can't find it. We've lost it, never to be found again. You were inspired to write a book, this book, How I Did It. Tell us about that.
Everybody kept asking me, how'd you do it? So I got tired of everybody asking me, and I said to myself, self said, yes, write a book. What you gonna call the book? How I did it. It's 45 pages on my journey, on how I lost weight. It tells some of the things that I eat, how I ate, how I walked. Talks about Bishop Farmer starting off with me and dropping off. And I want to say, first of all, it's a mentality. I made up in my mind to make this lifestyle change. Number one, how I eat and exercise. If you're not going to eat right and exercise hand in hand, you're wasting your time. I see a lot of people that are obese at the gym. I'm like, you at the gym every day like me. How are you obese? How are you still? And every time they talk to me, they say to me this. They said, because I can't control my eating. That's the bottom line. And you know for yourself, you've dropped weight.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, you know, when I first met you, you were looking like you look now.
Right.
But you lost weight, and I used to talk about you daily. But I knew me talking, because see, Pastor Kim, my ex-wife, she used to tell me, you need to lose some of that weight. You're out of breath. But until I made up my own mind,
Right.
I want to say that.
Yeah.
No matter how much Bishop Love used to spit on my food.
Oh, so that's where you get it
Yeah,
from.
he used to take my food and throw it in. You don't need this. Boom, throw it in the garbage.
That's where you get that
Yeah,
from.
he threw it in the garbage because he loved me enough. And I'd say kudos to Bishop Love because he saw it on me. I feel great when I work out every day. I still work out 6 days a week. I cut back, or I'd probably be bone. I'd probably just be bones. So I work 6 days now, but I do at least 6 miles running and walking. I ran 3 half marathons around the gym. The most I've ran is 13 and a half miles. I've run at one time. I can run 6 miles easily. I'll walk 6 miles. But I want to say this and emphasize to you, I lost most of my weight, 85% of it, walking. Walking does it. On the phone walking, listening to music walking, taking care of business while I'm walking. Was anybody with me? No. I've learned that this is my individual journey. If nobody else does it with me, so I put it into 45 pages, how I did it.
You know, walking is so key. Over the summer or earlier part of this year, a good girlfriend of ours, my buddy Beth and I, we started a journey where we were walking daily and stuff like that. And that's where the shift came, along with you criticizing me and spitting on food.
Oh, but I love you.
And putting hot sauce on food and all of that stuff. You wrote the book, but what are your eating habits now? What do you eat?
The same. I don't eat any fried foods. I want y'all to get a pen. No fried foods, none. No sweets. There's no cheat day because there's no cheat day on your life. You don't like that. I eat no whites, no white rice, no white pasta, wheat pasta, brown rice, wheat bread.
So it's okay for us to have wheat bread?
In moderation.
Okay.
Everything is in moderation. You don't just go eat a whole loaf.
Okay.
Some people sit there and say, ooh, give me some more of that. No, anything you overindulge in, I watch calories. I used to weigh myself every day. The scale would play with you.
Yes, it will.
Because when you go to bed at night, you're going to weigh more. When you wake up in the morning, you're going to weigh less.
Yeah.
Don't look at the scale. Look at your inches. Measure your inches. I don't drink anything but what? Water. That's all I drink.
Clear
all
liquids.
day. Yeah. All day long, I drink water. I drink a drink called ice. It's no calories. It's flavored, natural flavored. It's like a water. It's called ice. That's the only other thing, and I do that in moderation.
For a minute, you were juicing until you chopped your finger off, but
Yeah, I had a scare. I bought that Ninja, and I was taking the blades out. It wasn't like my old one, and I pulled out and literally almost cut half of my finger off. So
You
it
haven't
kind of
juiced since.
I haven't juiced since. So if anybody need a Ninja, you can come get it. I was juicing. There's nothing wrong with juicing. I every now and then I drink a smoothie.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing wrong with that. I drink hot water, lemons, and honey to flush. But I'm not on a diet This is what I want to say to everybody as you get ready in this new year, as you get ready for the new year, or you may be in the new year, whatever the case may be. Don't make these resolutions. It is a lifestyle change. I changed. I don't eat any beef. I don't eat any pork. I decided that myself. I haven't had beef or pork in almost 6 years. Not a piece of cake. I won't taste your cake. I don't care if Patty sent me a pie. I ain't singing for it. I ain't doing nothing for it. That's just, I want to live. Life is what I want. And so when I'm on the road, if I'm preaching, if I'm with somebody else on the road with them, I still follow. I'd rather not eat at all than to mess up what I've started.
Now, do you think your eating habits or the way you are influences other people, or do you push
I've influenced people across the country.
Do you push your will on other people?
No, I don't.
You don't push your will on other people?
You, I do. Overall, I don't. You know, Prophet Carnes, I traveled with him for his crusades, and one night I stayed and ate with them. It was very late at night, and I had maybe 2 or 3 helpings of some cabbage. Cabbage don't bother me. The old folks used to say, you don't eat cabbage late at night. Had a little cabbage and a little thin piece of fish, just a little piece. That's not, at this point, it ain't gonna hurt me. But he was very surprised because everybody that knows me said, you know he ain't gonna stay and eat with us. I don't eat. And so I've saved a lot of churches money because they don't have repasts when I come.
Right.
Paris, my assistant, she'd tell them, you know, this is what Bishop eats. I eat dinner before church.
Yeah,
if I have to preach, I eat dinner before church, not after church.
Everybody with them got to eat dinner before too.
I have me some graham crackers or some little Teddy Grahams after. I have little snacks. It's important. The way to lose weight, Lola, is not to not eat because you have nothing to burn.
Right.
You got to burn calories. If you don't eat, you have nothing to burn. Eat. They teach you to eat 3 meals a day and 3 snacks. 6 meals. 3 snacks, 3 meals. I don't eat breakfast. I don't eat until noon usually.
That's you.
That's me. I work out on an empty stomach. I can't eat and work out. I eat at 12 o'clock. I snack in between. Then I eat dinner. I try to eat by 8 o'clock. Every day. You know, sometimes I tell you, we got to wait and do the radio show.
Because I got to eat.
Anything you do longer than 3 months, it becomes a habit. So it's a habit for me. Nobody can sway me. I don't care who I talk to. I don't care who I date. The wrong person for me to date or be with is somebody that's going to say, why you work out every day? No.
Have you ever been through that before?
Yeah, it didn't work.
Now, you're single. Some people say you're attractive.
Some people, sisters ain't supposed to think anyway.
Some people say you're attractive. How are people responding to you now that you've lost weight?
You know, it's a funny thing. People, when I first started losing weight, they thought I was sick. They said I had the AIDS.
You had the AIDS.
The AIDS, old folks. Somebody said, I like you better big. What you're really saying is you like me better unhealthy. You like me better unhealthy. Some people, they like smaller, but a lot of women, they like larger men. Think back.
Stay out my house.
They like larger men. But here's the thing. I love me.
Right.
I love the little me. If I could choose Big Greg and Little Greg, I choose Little Greg. I choose the little Luther. I don't care if Luther's song better, bigger. You know, I like me this way.
How has your preaching changed? I mean, you still got the power. You still got the oil, but how has your preaching
went up
changed?
another. I have more energy. I have my thinking is better. My thinking is better. And men, let me tell you this, it does great things for other things in your life too. Yeah, it does. Yeah, you're healthy. Great. You have to take no blue pill, green pill or nothing. I'm just saying. This is Christian television.
So
You
it
got to
helps
be
your
honest.
libido. Your libido is
libido.
Your libido is good.
It helps everything. You feel great. Your thinking, your health, your blood flow, everything is good.
That's good. That's good. Fashion, it's hard to.
I
have
changed
this,
my whole lifestyle.
because I know you.
My whole look changed.
I know the answer to all of these questions,
Yeah.
but fashionably,
Yeah.
how has that changed?
Oh, I can go in stores. Let me tell you the first thing I did. How much time we got? You told
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Let me tell you the first thing. I know it's your show today, but I had to ask her. The first thing I did, I couldn't shop at Gucci because I was too big. When you get past 46 or something, the first thing I did, I went to the BET Awards and I bought me a Gucci suit on sale. Boy, that was the best. I still have that suit. I've had it taken in 3 or 4 times because I think I was like a 46 or whatever the size they start at. And to go to Gucci and shop, or to go to Louis Vuitton, or go to some of these boutique stores that you have to be, I shop at those stores. I'll buy a sweater from H&M or Zara or some stores that are only European built. And I love it.
What size are you now?
I am a 40 suit. 30, I could wear some 38, 38, 40. I got a little pinch here that I've always had, but I'm 53 years old, so I'll keep my pinch. Prophet McKinstry tells me all the time, you can get rid of that pinch if you lift. I don't want to look like this. I want to look like I'm naturally supposed to look. So this little pinch at 53, I'm okay.
We got about a minute and 30 seconds
Go
left
get my
in this
book.
show. I want you to take this
Go
camera
get my book.
and talk
I
to
got
the
it,
people.
thank you. Listen, seriously. This is the beginning of a new start for you. You made these resolutions. Forget about a resolution. This is a lifestyle change. Adapt to a new lifestyle. You want to know how I did it? You've seen the pictures. You've heard Lola ask these questions. Get my book. It's called How I Did It. Go to GregDavisShow.com, GregDavisShow.com, or go to Amazon and get the book. Whatever you do, go get the book. Find out how you can, you know what? Break the curse of your generation. You don't have to do all that eating. You're killing yourself. Go get the book.
It's not about the resolution that you made at the beginning of the year. It's about a lifestyle change. Either you choose life and you choose your health, or you choose to be sick. People sometimes say, well, I feel good and I think I look good, but on the inside, really, what is your body saying? Your body will begin to tell you if you're healthy or not. Your body will begin to tell you if you will sit down or not, because the body speaks when we don't want to listen. So it's important that you don't do diets, but you change your lifestyle. Choose life, because if your future is bright but your healthy is not, your body is not, then you never know what could happen. So I beg you, choose life, choose health, take time to change your life, change your lifestyle, because this year we choose to be great, and we understand greatness starts within. This has been the Greg Davis Show. See you later.